Back in middle school, did any of you guys ever have like this wonderful idea for a story and you like had the characters in your head, you would dream about them, you would like picture them in like scenarios, and then you just never wrote anything? No? Nobody? Okay. Anyways, howdy, my name is Briley, and today I will be writing a story that I have been imagining since middle school. I'm currently 19, so it's been a while, but this story that I've had in my head since 7th grade, since COVID. And I've been wanting to write it for so long, and I had never had the opportunity until now. So let's get started. I've always been a story writer, and I've always enjoyed writing fiction. My interests have changed over time, and what I write about has also changed. So today we're going to be looking at a story that I've been wanting to write since 7th grade. Let's get into the world building. Something that I always wanted to write a story about was actually the multiverse. I always wanted to connect two different worlds together and see how they interact. I knew I wanted to include the multiverse in my new story. In the beginning of the story, there is no multiverse. There's just one plane of time in space all alone. But this world is magical. And despite the magic, it still evolved almost identically to our universe. Because the majority of the people don't rely on magic. People are still extremely powerful, but the majority don't have enough magic to be able to rely on it. Those that are extremely powerful are almost looked up to as gods. For today, I'm going to design 3 characters. 2 sisters, and the teacher/mentor. I will explain more about each character in their own respective time-lapse. Let's get on to the first time-lapse. This is our first character, Kala. Kala is actually the youngest of the 3 characters, only being 14 and a freshman in high school. Now, at the start of our story, Kala has no magic. Despite having 2 extremely powerful parents and a powerful older sister, she doesn't have any magic. Nothing's developed yet. Which, at the age of 14, her power should have been developed for at least a couple of years by now. High school is when you grow your magic and you get better at using your skills. But she has nothing. When she sees her mentor for the first time, something clicks out of nowhere, and her powers actually arise. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to include the multiverse. She creates the multiverse. Her magic basically creates alternate timelines to any book, show, movie, alternate universe that she thinks of. Probably be a good time to explain her personality then, right? She's pretty extroverted and is extremely nerdy, especially when it comes to the fine arts. But she can be pretty snooty because of her parents' upbringing, but she only really acts harsh towards her teacher and mentor Helio.
That you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
Despite being so extroverted, she has a pretty harsh monotone voice most of the time and has a lot of sarcasm when she talks. The only exception to this is when she is participating in the fine arts and is acting in theater. She loves theater, she loves to act, and she loves anyone else who does. Acting and other forms of art are her way of escape from her growing pressure from her family to develop magic or to be as good as her older sister. It's an escape for her. After her powers kick in, she dresses pretty cutely, I'd say, with her overalls and her cute little blocked out shirt, but she dresses practically because she doesn't know when she could be thrown into a different universe. It could happen at any moment of any time. But color-wise, I wanted to accompany primary colors into her design because you'll see later on our other two characters have mostly blue and red color schemes. So the primary colors kind of brings them all together. Before she got her magic, she actually had dyed her hair, tips of her hair red, because she honestly wanted to look different from her older sister, who has mostly blue colors. But now she's trying to fade it out and grows her hair out long so that it can be adjusted and used practically for any environment she gets put into. She definitely tries her best, but with these new extremely powerful magic she has, she's struggling both mentally and physically. But her mentor and older sister are there to try and help as much as possible, because no one knows how to deal with magic like that, because no one's ever had magic like her. Anyways, this is her finished look, and on to her mentor, Helio. One kind of trope that I always loved when I was a kid was the teacher that was also your mentor. Imagining having a teacher that you could be that close with, without it being weird, was something really interesting to me, especially when I was younger. So I decided to do that. I wanted to make a teacher that really resonated with me, and because of my background, the best idea I had was a band director. This is Helio. He is the fire magic user in this world, and he's roughly 25 and is the oldest of our three characters. Honestly, I tried really hard to not make him a band director, but because I was a band kid and didn't take many other classes at the high school, band director was the only teacher profession that I really connected with. I actually based his fashion sense off of my old high school band director. My band director would always wear a nice button-up shirt with khakis or jeans, and then for concerts he would always wear a really nice suit and tie that complemented the band. The only difference I really made was colors, of course. Since Helio is going to be our fire magic user, I wanted to make sure I implemented very warm colors into his clothing and his design. You can't see it right now, but I decided to make sure I add a lot more reds and oranges into his design to really give off that fire feel. Now on to his lore. He actually knew Kala way earlier on when they were both still children. He was friends with Kala's older sister and had been for many years. But the main idea I had for him was that he actually loses his magic right after he graduates high school. When he sees Kala again for the first time in years, his magic comes back. The same time hers awakens. Kinda sounds like they're connected to me. But if I want to make somebody lose their magic, I kind of have to come up with a reason, otherwise it's just going to be a really random plot hole to have. So I've come up with 2 reasons that people can lose magic. One is not important, but it's an illness that basically drains your energy and your magic away. The second one, which is what happens to Helio, is something so traumatic and so depressing happens to you that your magic gets buried into your brain so deep down that it just disappears. Unless, of course, something comes back, like seeing your best friend's little sister for the first time in 8 years brings it back. His trauma will come to light here later on, but I can't talk about it right now. I really like him. He's probably my favorite of the 3 characters. I want to make him pretty hot-headed, mostly because of the fire thing. That'd be funny. Him and Kala bicker back and forth like crazy. I think Kala's main goal in life is to literally make him burst into flames. He can be pretty calm around anybody else except for Kala. He doesn't get good sleep much anymore, not after high school, and he's not used to sleeping well at all because he tried extremely hard in college and actually finished a year early. Helio really does care for Calla despite how much they bicker, and he wants to help her as much as he possibly can, preparing her for what she has to face. Anyways, let's get on to our third and final character for today, Lorne. Alright, moving on to our final character. This is Lorne. Yes, Lore. You can't hear the E at the end. But she is Calla's older sister and is Helio's love interest. The name Lorne actually means forsaken or lost, because Lorne was lost for a long time. I briefly mentioned in Helio's portion that something traumatic happened and he lost his magic. Well, Lorne died when Calla was 8 and Helio was 18. They both had just graduated from high school and they were happy. They were going to college together, both to be music majors. They both wanted to be band directors. Except, I guess they were the only people in the building at the time, and no one knew that there was a gas leak in the gym at the time. The building was old. They didn't think anything was going to happen, except out of nowhere, there was a fire, and they couldn't get out. It blocked the only doors and windows they had. They were stuck in the gym all alone. No one was there to help them. Helio is used to fire. I mean, his magic is fire. He can handle the heat. But Lorne, she has ice magic. She can't handle heat and smoke like that. One of the metal ventilation systems at the top of the gym cracked and fell and hit her in the face. Then burns started to cover her face and her arm. And Helio, he did his best to cover her, to protect her, but it was too late. Despite all of his efforts, Lorne died in that building before the fire was gone, before anyone was there to help. Lorne died in Helio's arms that day. Anyways, once Calla's powers awoke, she accidentally brought back Lorne. Her and Helio were actually having an argument, and somehow Lorne got brought back up into it, and the first act of magic that Calla ever made was making another universe where Lorne was alive, and they all got stuck in it. There was no original universe. Lorne never died anymore. Lorne was alive, and she was standing right there. She still had the scars from the burns on her face and her arms, but she was there. But they all knew, including Lorne, that she wasn't supposed to be there. But, I mean, why would you change that? They couldn't change it, but why would you want to change that? She was here now, and she was here to stay. Now, I want to make Lorne pretty extroverted, like Calla, but it's gonna take her a while, especially because she has to readjust to everything. I mean, she died when she was 17, and now she's 24. She has to pick up the pieces and rework her relationships with her now 14-year-old sister and her best friend, who is now a teacher. So this is all three of them side by side, and I love them. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with how they all turned out, and I'm so excited to actually use them for a story. 7th grade me is freaking out right now. I would have never been able to imagine that I could actually start bringing my characters to life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed making this. So please stick around if you want to see me continue on with these characters and a bunch of other OCs that I have from a different story. Obviously, I'm a pretty amateur artist, but I'm working on improving, and Art Fight probably pass once this video comes out, but it's coming up right now, so I'm going to try and use that to improve. But I made this channel to show that despite your level of art, you can still make videos and enjoy your processes. So if you like that and enjoyed this video, I hope I'll see you next time. At the start of this world, there was no multiverse. Apparently I can't read. So you're really close mentor. Mentor. The reasons for someone to...
Even when the dark comes crashing in, there's a kind to carry you.
Say it.
I don't know the words.
There's a place where we don't have to feel alone.